Hey guys, welcome back to Franchise Hockey Manager 8 with the Buffalo Sabres. As I get comfortable in my chair, you guys can hear my squeaky chair. You should be used to my squeaky chair at this point. It is what it is. And also what it is the Buffalo Sabres are in second place in the Atlantic Division through a quarter of the season. We are 14-7-1. Nobody's going to catch the Tampa Bay Lightning and with their 17-1-3 mark, but we are in second place. Granted, the Bruins have a couple games in hand on us, so realistically, we're probably sitting in third, but so far so good. I'm certainly not going to complain. I'll take a look at the team stats and whatnot here in a minute. You can see no Buffalo players in top 10 in points, goals, or assists, although offensively, we have really picked things up as of late. Does it show? Yeah. So here you can see we only have 2 fewer goals than Tampa. We're giving up a few more, but we score a bunch of goals, and I'll show you our stats here in a minute. Dustin Tokarski is doing a great job as our backup goaltender. He's 8-2 through 11 games with a 1.94 goals against and a 9.35 save percentage. I don't know how long that's going to last, but we'll continue to ride it here. Let's look at stats. Let's look at the team stats through 22 games. Jack Eichel, 21 points in 18 games. Kyle Okposo, 20 points in 22 games, and he's a +9. Average game rating of 75. So Kyle Okposo having a kind of a renaissance season for us here at age 33. Victor Olofsson, a point a game, 19 points in 19 games. Dahlin is at almost a point a game. Anders Bjork, 16 points in 22 games for the former Boston Bruin. Dylan Cousins has 15 and 22. Skinner has 14. Mason Shaw's been terrific. 11 points in 22 games. He's a team leading +13 in 22 games for the waiver wire pickup. Rasmus Asplund with averaging about a point every other game. Same thing with Miller and Bryson and Middlestad and Hinostroza is at 9, Yoki-Haru 8, Ruotsalainen 7. Nobody's really playing poorly. I mean, I guess I maybe would like to see some more offense from Middlestad, at least some more goal scoring. 2 goals in 22 games isn't great, but is averaging about a point every other game. So, I mean, he's on a 40-point, pace, which isn't terrific, but, would be a career high for him, I guess. But other than that, yeah, I mean, we're playing really, really well. Offense is clicking. Defensively, we're hanging in there. And our goaltending has been, like I said, Tokarski's been great, 8-2. He's got 2 shutouts. Anderson's been fine, 2.73 goals against, 9.10 save percentage. He's 6-5. But our goaltending has been good. Our offense has been good, and our defense our defense has been good. If we look at Rochester, they're struggling a bit, 8-9, but we have some talent there as well. John Peterka, 19 years old, work on that development a little bit. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, our goaltender of the future. Weisbach, Laaksonen, a couple of young players. Matthias Samuelsson, who's a defensive-style defenseman, but he'll be nice to bring up at some point. We're not in terrible shape here. We look pretty good right now. What else do we? Let's take a look at. Let's look at the league stats, I guess, really quickly. So Mark Scheifele leads the league with 17 goals. Kyle Connor, so Winnipeg 1-2 in goal scores. Scheifele and Connor. O'Reilly leads in assists. Ryan O'Reilly leads the league in points, 34 points in 22 games. Elias Lindholm, a +20. You can see there's Miles Shaw at number 11. Shorthanded goals, Logan Couture. Connor with 8 power play goals already. Ryan Lindgren, 43 penalty minutes. Thomas Nosek leads in face-off percentage. Goalie leaders, Vasilevsky in wins. Vasilevsky in goals against. Shutouts, Freddie Anderson. Stolarz in save percentage. Tokarski's third there. It's been a good month so far. Very happy with the way things are going. Let's check scouting and make sure we are still all in the blue here. We are. Oh, okay. Yeah, we gotta get. Did we forget to do Eastern and Western Europe? Did we forget to hire scouts? I think we may have. All right, so let's look at Western Europe first. I'm almost positive we didn't because I seem to remember signing Peter Forsberg, but I've played like 7 different games so far, so who knows what I've actually done and what I haven't done. So Matthew Barrett. We need a Swedish, except that's Sweden. The other one's Finland. So let's hire Simon Karlsson. That fills up the north. We got to get somebody down in like Germany and Switzerland and in that area there. That's England. There's Norway. Most of the really good scouts are gone because I don't think that I forgot. I could have sworn that we hired scouts for some of these places, but maybe we didn't. So let's do it this way. Let's go by nationality. The scouts that are remaining are not very good, and there aren't that many of them. So we may just have to take the best of what's here. Yeah, these scouts are pretty trash. So maybe we just sign some of these scouts for a year and then go back and find some better ones next offseason. So let's hire Matthew Barrett too because he's very good. Let's look at Eastern Europe. Poland, Czech Republic, and Slovakia. I'm going to try to hire scouts in those areas if we can find some decent ones. Yeah, most of the good ones are gone. Damn it. All right. We will figure it out. Sergei Brikhuyanov, we'll hire him to a 1-year deal. And let's just bring somebody else in here. Zvachin. Actually, he looks like he might be pretty good. Yeah. So we'll sign him to a longer term, even though he's 57. We'll get him locked down. All right. The rest of the world is fine. Monthly budget. So you can see we started the month with 62 points. We ended it with 164. So we can add. We're gonna bump our scouting support up to a +4. Bump team morale up to +6. And you can see the changes up here. It's dropping the ending. We're gonna bump everything a little bit, and then next month we'll bump it up again. So do we have anybody injured? No, we are a healthy team as of right now. So we got Gergensons and Barre Boulet as scratches, and then Haag as a scratch on the back end. And I think we're just going to keep going. So we're just going to keep simming here. I don't know if I'm going to actually play a game I didn't really enjoy it. I should say I didn't really enjoy it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll you guys tell me what you want me to do, I guess is what it boils down to. Would you prefer that I play a couple of games out like I have been showing the highlights, or should I just continue to sim? You let me know what you want me to do. So, scouting, it's all the same. All the players that you've come to, that you're going to expect here. Development report, Mason Shaw got better again. He was a fantastic waiver wire pickup for us. Okposo got a little worse, but that's fine. Board confidence should be through the roof. Yeah, we were 10-3-1 last month. Anthony Stolarz won the goalie of the month, and McDavid as the player of the month. Top jerseys, top 2 in the NHL are Bergeron and Pasternak, then McDavid, Vasilevsky, Stamkos, Kucherov, etc., 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 who are our top-selling goalies. Once again, Craig Anderson leads the way with Jack Eichel being number 2. So let's end today. Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to play any games in this episode. If in the next episode you guys want me to actually play out some games, let me know, and I will do that. So we win. We win 4-3, so we are 15-7-1. We win this one in overtime. So Cousins from Eichel and Olofsson, Huberdeau from Weegar and Barkov, then Okposo, another goal from Middlestat and Asplund. They scored the next 2 to take a 3-2 lead, Duclair and Achari. Then Ruotsalainen got his 5th, and in overtime, Rasmus Dahlin from Eichel and Cousins to give us the win. Tokarski with another solid performance, stopping 28 out of 31. So we continue to win here. Continue to let it sim here. Again, the sim engine is still a little slow, but, that's fine. Strong night for Jack Hughes. Mark Scheifele. 4 assists for Scheifele. Hat trick for Connor. Sven Berchi is on the trade block for the Golden Knights. Sharon Govich had a hat trick for the Devils. Let's end this game. Or end this day, I guess, at Carolina. See what happens here. Another win, 5-2. Colin Miller gets better at left defense. So Cousins and Skinner in the first. Dahlin and Eichel, Rutsalainen and Asplund. They would then tie it. Middlestat scored his third in the second from Miller and Yoki Haru. And then in the third, Bryson and Tage Thompson on the empty net. And we get another win. Craig Anderson stops 20 out of 22. We got some players on waivers. Anybody we're interested in here? Keegan Colasar, Julian Gauthier, Adam Gaudette, Carl Hagelin. Not really. Yeah, nope. And we're going to keep simming along here. Keep simming along. So, yeah, I don't really know. I'm trying to do this similarly, I guess, to how we did the Bruins playthrough. Although that one was more of a, I'm going to pause and come back at the end of December kind of thing. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. Because there is still a delay in between going from day to day just because of the engine of the game. So I think I'm going to sim ahead to the end of December, and then we will, we'll take a look at the team, figure out what it is we need, and see if maybe we can make a move or two in January. I mean, at this point, being 16-7-1, you have to think we're going to be buyers this year. We'll see what the rest of the month holds, but I will be back on January 1st. So hang tight. Be right back. Okay. We are we back? Yeah, we are back. And it's January 1st, and we just continue to amaze. 25, 9, and 2. 25, 9, and 2. If we go back and we take a look at our month. So I simmed the first couple games here, and then we won. So we ended up winning 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row to start the month of December, and then we went 3-3 in our last 6. So 11-3. I don't know if any of those were overtime wins or losses. It doesn't say, but 11 wins, 3 losses in the month of November, which puts us. We're still in second place, 3 points behind Tampa. Again, Bruins. We still have 4 games in hand on the Bruins. So if the Bruins win all 4 games, they'll be ahead of us. But we're pretty much entrenched as the number 2 team in the Eastern Conference right now, which is, I guess technically the number 3 team in the East right now, which is crazy. Both of our goalies are in the top 8 in goals against. Tokarski is 5th. Anderson is 8th. Tokarski is 4th in save percentage. Still nobody in the top 8 in points. But, I mean, it's been good. We'll do the monthly budget real quick. And we'll bump this. We're not going to bump everything all the way yet. I want to make sure that we have points. So we'll bump scouting up because I think that's the most important. We had some injuries, suffered some injuries. We do get Eichel back, which is nice. So we will get him back out there. We will sit Barre Boulet, replaced with Eichel. He was out for, about a week and a half, something like that. Make sure he's on the power play. He is. All right. Okay, so let's look. Oh, and we also lost Asplund he's day-to-day, so he'll be back soon. No major injuries that month. So Eichel, 36 points in 28 games. Victor Olofsson, a point a game, 16 goals, 17 assists, 33 points. He's a +8. Okposo continues to find the fountain of youth here in Buffalo. 32 points, 36 games. He's a +19 with a 76 average game score. Dylan Cousins having a really, really nice second year with Buffalo. Already set a career high in goals, assists, points. He's a +2, or +1. Dahlin having a good year, almost a point a game. Jeff Skinner, 22 points in 36 game. Anders Bjork, he's tailed off a little bit, but still on pace for, a little bit more than a point a game. Middle stats at a point every other game. Shaw's a team-leading plus. Look at some of our plus-minuses. Shaw's a plus 19. Asplund, Miller, Bryson, Yoki Haru are all plus 13s. Will Butcher, only 10 points in 30 games, but he's a plus 10. Tage Thompson is the only player in our starting lineup who has been a negative player this season. So maybe we replace him with Gergensons once Asplund is back, and we let Gergensons get some time because he hasn't played much. Goaltending-wise, we just talked about it. Our goalies have been fantastic. Anderson, 13-6-1 with a 2.43. 918 save percentage. Tokarski, 12-3-1 with a 2.14 and a 9.29 save percentage. There's not a whole lot to do. We can take a look at some of our young players. Jack Quinn, 7 points in 16 games. Owen Power in Michigan. Well, obviously, we will be looking to sign him as soon as the season ends. Bring him in. Luukkonen will likely be up next year. Same with Paterka. Poltapov, he's in the K, so he's going to be under a contract there. So, yeah, we can't sign him for at least another year and a half or so. Isaac Rosen, still looking to grow, I think. I don't know that he's quite ready at 1 star. Portillo, 1 star goalie with Michigan. We'll let him continue to play there. Shaw's obviously with the big club. Ryan Johnson, he's getting there. As soon as that defense hits like a 13, he could potentially be ready. So we have a lot of players that can be coming up to help us here very soon. We have 2 first-round picks next year, ours and Florida's. We have our second, our third, our fourth, New Jersey's fifth. In 2023, we have our first, Philadelphia's second, and our second. And where are the Panthers right now? Oh, yeah. Let's go, baby. The Panthers in second to last place, ahead of only Detroit. So at this rate, if they continue to play poorly, we will have a lottery pick as well as our own pick. So what do we need? What do we need? I would argue that we would need a defenseman because we do have a 1.5 star Mark Pysyk out there, and he hasn't been bad. I mean, he's a plus 11 points in 34 games, very good defensively. Maybe we could pick up another defenseman. If we can get a top line defenseman, because right now we've got Dahlin and Bryson. Bryson's not terrible. At 2.5 star, I think he's probably better suited for the second line. So maybe a top line defenseman. I'm really happy with our forward lines. Once we get Gergensons out of that second line and we get Asplund back in there, I think we're okay offensively. I mean, I might, find a replace. Maybe if we can get like a top line defenseman and somebody in some forward depth, a veteran maybe to come in. I'm thinking like, Ryan Getzlaf type to come in and replace Hinostroza, and we can shift some stuff around. So those may be our targets. So let's see what's available right now. So you got Tuukka out there. He's out for another 2 to 3 months. We don't need a Tuukka Rask right now, but if he's still available in the offseason, we're going to need new goalies, and maybe a Rask and Luukkonen combo wouldn't be a terrible thing for next season. Not a whole lot on the trade block yet. Ryan McDonough, he's got 5 years left on his contract. No, thank you. If we're going to get somebody expensive, it's going to be a 1-year rental. Yeah, there's not a lot here yet. I mean, we still have nearly 2 months until the trade deadline, so that's not really all that surprising. Upcoming free agents. So Fox is going to be an RFA. Kachuk is an RFA. Yeah, most of these better guys are going to be RFA. Well, Bergeron, Giroux, Letang, Hurdle. These guys will all be UFAs. Brock Besser, is he going to be an RFA? Yeah, Brock Besser's an RFA. Hughes, Robertson. These guys are all, most of the younger guys who aren't fully developed, they're all going to be RFAs, so we're not really going to have a shot at them. But there's a lot here. Maybe we can take a look at so I was thinking Anaheim, but they're hanging in there. Take a look at some of the teams that are struggling and see who they have kind of coming up. Like I saw Claude Giroux's name on there. He's in his last season with Philadelphia. Could we pry a Claude Giroux away from the Philadelphia Flyers? I don't know. Can we? Let's look. Can we do this without giving up one of our core players? That's really the question. Is can we do this without giving up a core? Like, would you add him in there? So Linus Weisbach, who isn't bad, but he's still a ways away. I mean, our scout thinks that's a well-balanced offer. Can you retain some of the money? I mean, if they retain 45% of the contract and we're paying Claude Giroux $3.5 million for the rest of the season, so we'll offer that up and see what happens. And then I want to get a little closer and see what we can find in terms of defensemen. So I'm going to go a day at a time here, at least for a little while, as we absolutely demolish the Bruins in Boston 7-2. Butcher has 2 goals. Middlestat has 2 goals. Hinostroza, Butcher, Bjork, Olofsson. So I talk about benching Vinny Hinostroza, and he scores a couple of goals. Who got to start? Tokarski got to start. Gergensons is hurt, is he? Yeah, he's day-to-day. That's fine. But as soon as Asplund comes back, I think what we do is we put Asplund back in the lineup, and we take Hinostroza out for the time being. Paul Byron is on waivers. 26-9-2. Like, are you kidding me? I did not see this coming. When I picked the Sabres, like when I was coming up with this, I went, all right, we're going to take one of 2 teams. I'm either going to do Buffalo or I'm going to do the Arizona Coyotes. Because I knew that both teams were terrible, but in the back of my mind, I felt like Arizona had the better prospects. I could have been completely off base there. All I was thinking about with Buffalo, honestly, was Dahlin and Eichel. I wasn't thinking really about anything else they had, but I said, all right, with Dahlin and Eichel, I can build around them. Arizona, it's going to be more of a full rebuild with a bunch of prospects. I didn't think for a second that this would be where we were. So, okay, so it's close to being all right. So, all right, well, let's see what it would take. Any players here that I'm not super fussed about giving up? You want Lawrence Pilut? No, that doesn't move it at all. Does not change things at all. All right, let's go to draft picks. So what do we have? We have 2 firsts, a second, a third, a fourth. Would you take our 4th? So Linus Weisbach and a 4th for Claude Giroux. We'll see if that changes it at all. And if not, we'll bump it up to a 3rd. I'm willing to give up a 3rd to bring in a Claude Giroux here for the rest of the season for us. See if we can make this happen in year 1, which would be nuts. So this was from the other day. Asplund back sooner rather than later. Safe to dress him. That's good to know. All right, so Hinostroza comes out and Asplund goes in. Let's go back to our lines. Get Asplund back there on the second line. Yeah, if we can pick up Giroux and put Giroux on a line with Middlestat and Okposo and move Asplund down to the 3rd line, or maybe we go Rutsalainen, Skinner, and Giroux on. I don't know. Because I think at this point, with it being close, I think we can make it work. It's just a matter of what's going to kind of push it over the edge for Philadelphia. He's already playing. What do you mean he's champing at the bit? He's already playing. Ooh. Ouch. We get blown out. Okay. Let's sim ahead again another day. We're not going to win them all. Not going to win them all for sure. But, yeah, so 26-10-2, 54 points. Good for second place in the Atlantic. Second best record in the Eastern Conference. 4th best record overall. Okay, so what is going on? Why are we not getting an answer here from... Let's get through today. If we don't get an answer, we'll go back and we'll talk to Philadelphia again and see what we can do about picking up Claude Giroux. Game in Montreal, a 4-3 loss, and that is a regulation loss. Toffoli from Gallagher and Petrie, Eichel from Cousins, Drouin scores, Okposo and Pizik in the second. So we're tied at 3 after 2. Gallagher scored a couple minutes in. All right. So let's 2 losses in a row now for us. Anybody Cole Lynn and Nikita Zadorov. Tyler Pitlick. Yeah, nobody interesting there. All right, so a couple losses in a row. Not ideal. Certainly not ideal. But we're definitely, I mean, at this point, we're in the playoff hunt. So, making a move or two to improve our chances, I think at this point is something that we definitely want to do here. All right, so still no message from Philadelphia. So let's just go back to Philadelphia and try again. Did I forget to click the save button or something? I mean, is that something I did? So who was it? It was... Where is he? Weisbach. Let's go to Philadelphia. Find Mr. Giroux. He's using his no trade clause. Oh, okay. So he doesn't want to be traded. Well, poo on you. Okay. Let's see who else. Has the trading block changed at all? It has not. And now McDonough's hurt. Let's go back and look at upcoming free agents. We've got Thomas Hertl. We got Thomas Hertl with San Jose. Where are the Sharks? They're basically out of it. Or am I aiming too high? You know what I mean? Is that, that obviously would help the team, but are we aiming too high? Should we go after I don't know. Ryan Strome. You got Johnny Hockey with Calgary. How are the Flames doing? Okay, they're up there. So we're talking San Jose, Los Angeles, Seattle, Arizona, Dallas, Chicago, the Islanders, the Hurricanes. I saw Vinny Trocheck on there. Trocheck's contract is up. He's only 28. We could potentially resign. Goudreau is I don't think an option. Yeah, these guys are all going to be RFAs. Kako, Buckfist, Doc. Kevin Fiala, Kasperi Kapanen, Riley Smith, Burakovsky, Dominic Kubalik. I traded for him in my offline Bruins save. And he is an offensive dynamo. And then maybe we go after someone like Klingberg. I think Dallas was Dallas struggling? Yeah, Dallas is struggling too. So can we do can we pick up a Kubalik and a Klingberg? Let's see. So let's start with Kubalik and see what it would take. Let's start with... that's the wrong team. I'm going to go to our team. So what would we be willing to part with? I mean, I think Weisbach is a good player. Yeah, you don't think they'll accept that offer. Neither do I. So what if we added in a third? So Weisbach and a third for Kubalik. I don't think they'll take that, but we'll make the offer. And then let's go to Dallas and see how close we are to picking up that's the wrong team. Let's go to Dallas and see how close we are to picking up a John Klingberg. So we obviously are going to have to give up some talent here. I mean, I think that goes without saying. I'm comfortable giving up Isaac Rosen. So they think that's a well-balanced offer. I mean, I think it's a well-balanced offer too, but I also just want to, I want to make these trades happen. What else? So how about a Viljami Marjala out in the queue? All right. So Our scout thinks they will probably accept that. Klingberg for the rights to Isaac Rosen, who looks to be a decent player, was drafted number 14 by us overall. Our scout thinks he has the potential to be an outstanding player. Marjala develop into a good player. He was a 5th-round pick for us. And in return, we would pick up a John Klingberg. And this really, I think I don't know that we would be able to bring both Klingberg and I've lost his name, the forward from Chicago. I don't know that we'd be able to bring them both back, but this would make us immediately a better team. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to offer that deal as well. So let's see what happens. Let's see. We're trying to get a jump on the trade deadline here. Draft Dominic Kubalik. That's the name I was thinking of. See, we lose to Tampa 2-0. So yeah, it's 3 losses in a row, and Victor Olofsson is hurt. So it's 1 to 2 months. That is a problem. So let's replace him with Olofsson. Or not Olofsson, with Stroza. Let's stick him on the injury list. So it's even more important now that we pick up some forward depth. If we can get Kubalik now, we can just plug him in right on the first line. So we've lost 3 games in a row. Fallen out of second place. We're tied. Okay, so Dallas accepts our offer. So we're going to send them Isaac Rosen and Viljami Marjala for 29-year-old John Klingberg. This may have been too much. Rosen looks like he could be a pretty good player, but especially if we can bring Klingberg back, that immediately makes us better. So we are going to replace Pysyk with Klingberg. I'm going to come in here and we are going to set these lines, and we will do it like that. So Dahlin and Klingberg are now our main defensive pairing, which show me a better number 1 defensive pairing in the NHL. Miller and Bryson on the second line, Yoki Haru and Butcher on the third. On the power play, we are going to get Klingberg out there for Yoki Haru. Penalty kill, switch him with Bryson, switch him there. Get Klingberg out there, here, do a little bit of that, and some of this and some of that. Is that his best role, 2-way defenseman? No, we'll make him there. All right, so now we just need to see what is going to happen with Kubalik. And we need a win here. We've lost 3, and there we go. There we go. We win 5-2. Okposo with 2 goals. Middlestat 2 assists. So we get down 2-0. Ekholm and Sissons score. Then Skinner gets 1. Cousins gets 1. Hinostroza gets 1. Okposo with 2 goals in the third. Tokarski gets the win. And we're still waiting to hear back from... we need to assign numbers. Klingberg wants 3. He can have 3. So we're still waiting to hear back from the Blackhawks. So we'll wait until we get through this Detroit game and see if they give us an answer. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sim to the end of January in this episode. And then, okay, there we go. No way. And then offline, I'll get up to the trade deadline. And the next episode will start at the trade deadline. All right, so it's close. It's close. So what if we remove... I think I'm comfortable leaving the draft pick. What other player would it take that we don't have? Matej Pakar? See, I need it to say... I think I need it to say... I think they'll accept it. Unless they've changed the way the AI kind of works in this. I think I need it. I think I need my scout to say, I think it's likely that they'll accept this offer, or they'll probably accept this offer, or whatever it is. So back-to-back wins. All right, so we win 5-2, and then we win 4-0 after picking up Klingberg, which is what I was hoping for. Asplund and Ruotsalainen in the first. Anderson with a 37-save shutout. Skinner from Eichel and Hinostroza. Asplund from Middlestat and Okposo in the third. And we win again. All right, so we've bounced back here a bit. Still getting it done with our goaltending. This is obviously not a long-term goaltending scenario with Tokarski and Anderson, but For the short term, it's working. All right, so yeah, it's still close to being all right. So they want, like, I don't know what the levels are. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how close to completely accepted it is. Like, if I give them a Hina Strozzi, I think I need it to say, like it did with the last deal, they're likely to accept this offer or whatever it is. Aaron Huglin? Yeah, this one. I think that they will probably accept this offer. So we'd send what happens if I remove the draft pick? It goes back to well balanced. Can we add a lower draft pick now that we've added a player that they're interested in? No, it's got to be the third. What about a third next year? Okay. So Linus Weisbach, Aaron Huglin, and a third-round pick next season for Dominik Kubalik. And then we have to see what we can do about signing them both. You know, that's going to be the other thing. Is Kubalik doesn't, at least in my experience in my Bruins save, he doesn't want a ton of money. Like, I think he only wanted like 4.2, 4.3 or something like that. Klingberg, on the other hand, is probably going to want $6 or $7 million at a minimum. Let's get through this game. We beat Ottawa. We can 2-1. We're still waiting on word from the Blackhawks. Cousins 2 assists, Eichel. So Eichel with 2 goals, Cousins with 2 assists, and Tokarski stops 41 out of 42. Some interesting players on waivers. Yeah, I feel like we get out ahead of the trade deadline now, and then once we get closer, there we go. That works. Once we get closer to the trade deadline, we can see what else we need to add. Well, he's hurt. All right. Of course he is. So we are going to send Robert Hogg. I don't want to waive him. I think I'm okay waiving 12, 15, 14, 14, 12, 15, 14, 14. Hogg is younger, still has room to grow. I think we send Pizzic down, and if he gets claimed, it is what it is. All right. So we need to get Kubalik back so we can get our lineup set. And what we'll do here in a moment is we'll take a look and just kind of get, initially what they think it's going. And we're going to give Kubalik 8, and Hogg can be unhappy. I don't care. All right, so let's look at upcoming free agents. Yeah, we got a crap ton of them. All right, so let's sign the ones that are going to be cheap. Let's see if we can save a little bit of money here. So he wants one. Okay. Sure. All right, so we'll get him locked down. Wow, there are a lot of players here that need to be re-signed. All right, well, let's just do it, right? Let's just do it. So Bryson, he wants $1 million for 2 years. I'll just give him that. That's fine. Miller, Butcher, Hinostroza, I think are all gone. Rutsalainen we need to bring back. Okay, cool. Looking to just... Oh, he wants... Okay. All right, that's fine. We'll just give him the 1-7, the 1-2-7. It's fine. Brett Murray... Depth forward who has some offensive chops, so I think we probably bring him back. $880K for 3 years is fine. And then a lot of these guys, they're just awful. Like I said, Miller, Butcher, Hinostroza are all probably... We might attempt to bring Colin Miller back, but, what does he want? Yeah, I'm not paying him 4.4. What about Olofsson? What does he want? Okay, he wants 3.5 and a no movement clause. Kubalik wants 4.2. All right, so would he take... I'm trying to see if I can get him 3 years at 4. 4.2. So if we come up here to 3.9. So I think, can I get him 3 years at $4 million a year? Perfect. All right. So 3 years, $4 million for Kubalik. That is fine. What does Klingberg want? Yeah. He wants 6. Can I get him for 6 for 5 years? So he wants 5 years. So let's do 5750. Let's try that. I mean, he won't take that, obviously, but bump that up a little bit. 5. There we go. We get him for our number. 5 years, $5.9 million. Let's ask for his response and submit. So that, I think, just leaves us Olofsson. And my only concern with Olofsson is he wants the no movement clause, but homegrown talent is hard to find. He's averaging almost a point a game. He's elite off. We're just gonna lock these guys down now. So he wants 3.5. So if we go 3 years at, let's just start with 3. So 3.4. I'll give you the no movement clause. That's fine. So if we bump all of this up, he hasn't really moved. Hasn't come off that number at all. Okay. Okay. So 3.23. I will give him that. I gave you a no movement clause. Oh, okay, yeah. So 3 years, $3.23 million. So that's 3 years, just under $9 million. We have a lot of players that are gonna be gone next year. Miller, Butcher, Hinostroza, Anderson, Eakin. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna ride Tokarski and Anderson. There's no reason not to. But a lot of this depth is gonna be gone next, which is fine. I mean, we'll build up depth from within. So. All right, let's get to the next day and see if we're going to get Kubalik into our lineup here at some point. So we lose that one in regulation. We lose 4-3. Jamie Benn with a hat trick. Okposo has 3 assists. Bryson, Middlestat, and Klingberg finally gets on the board for us. We also probably ate a bunch of our cap space up. That's going to be the other thing. We're going to have to figure out what to do with Jeff Skinner in the offseason. See if we can get anybody to take him for anything. Yep, we signed everyone, which is great. All right, so where does that leave us financially? We may have to move on from Okposo, which, I mean, I'm willing to do. We have, I mean, he's been really good, but you have to wonder how long that's going to last. So, yeah, the Skinner contract is a killer. It's an absolute killer. But, we'll see what we can get out of it. We've got some of our younger players signed. Yeah, all of this is going to get freed up next season. Our team total actually drops. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, is Kubalik still hurt? Yeah, he is. All right, let's keep going. Get to February 1st and call this episode 3. Can we get our 30th win of the year here against Philadelphia? No, we get shut out. Okay, so we lose 3-0. 29, 15, and 2. Kubalik still is not ready to come back yet. How has Klingberg done? 6 games, 1 goal, a 64 average. That's not great, but I think he'll be okay. We now have him paired with Dahlin. I may have jumped the gun signing them long term, but I don't know. I may have jumped the gun. I may have. Let me know what you think. Did I jump the gun signing those guys long term? Kubalik, he's back. All right, so we can get him in there now for Tage Thompson. And let's set these lines. So Kubalik is going to go on the top line with Eichel and Cousins. Rutsalainen, Bjork, and Skinner. Shaw, Gergensons, and Hinostroza on the power play. We need to get... Kubalik out there on that man advantage. Middlestat, Cousins. Who do I want? I don't want Gergensons on that second line. I guess Skinner. No, he's on my top power play unit. Rutsalainen, sure. We'll go Rutsalainen, give him an opportunity on the 5-on-3. Sean Bjork, Middlestad, Poso, Hina Scherzer. Yep, okay. All right, so we're set. So let's see if we can beat Ottawa. It's been a up and down January for us. No doubt. Absolutely been enough. There we go. 6-0. That's what I like to see. What do we have here? Eichel, a goal and 2 assists. Asplund, a goal and an assist. And Dominik Kubalik, 2 assists in his debut for the Buffalo Sabres. 2 assists in the first period. Cousins picks up his 10th. Asplund is 9th. Bjork and Okposo get goals in the third. Tokarski with another shutout. Okay, so we are back in third place. The Bruins have a game in hand. We have the same number of points. Maple Leafs are sort of gaining on us here a little bit, which isn't good. But we made a couple of significant improvements. Once we get Olofsson back, that just strengthens our lines even more. Not interested in any of those players. And we got a bad Arizona team, so hopefully we can win this one before we go out west to Colorado, before we stay out west and play Colorado. We do. So 13 goals in our last 2 games. 4 assists for Dahlin in the 7-2 victory. Yoki Haru, a goal and assist. Middlestat, a goal and an assist. That second period, 5 goals. Okposo, Shaw, Kubalik, Middlestat, Eichel. So Kubalik in just a couple of games has got, 3 points for us? 2 games, 3 points. A game rating of 90 in 2 games for Dominik Kubalik. There we go. Klingberg picks up an assist. Eichel gets his 19th. Tokarski stops 16 out of 18. And we move back into second place. And the final game of the episode will be at the Colorado Avalanche. And it's a 4-1 loss. So we finished the month of January 31. Jamie Alexiak on waivers. If we needed a hard-nosed defenseman, we could pick him up, but we don't. So it looks like we're going to be battling the Bruins for the number 2 spot. They have a game in hand. They're a point up on us in the Atlantic, but we still hold one of those top 3 positions in the Atlantic, which is the important thing, because now we're not battling for the wild card. Dustin Tokarski, though, 3rd in the NHL in goals against. He leads the NHL in save percentage, and it is February 1st. So Pasternak is the player of the month in the NHL, and Spencer Knight, the rookie goaltender, wins it for Florida. Trade between the Islanders and Carolina. Jack LaFontaine goes to the Islanders for Leo Komarov. Development report. None of our, I guess Jack Quinn is important, and he got better. Scouting updates, everything's going to be the same there. Let's take a look at our stats before we call it an episode here. So let's look at our stats summary. So Eichel, 47 points in 41 games. He's continuing to get in. He's a minus player now, though. -2 in 41 games, but still averaging more than a point a game. Okposo, just having an absolutely incredible season. 44 points in 49 games. He's a +25. Dylan Cousins having a really nice second full season, 40 points in 49 games. Dahlin having a good year. Middlestat has picked up the scoring quite a bit. He's up to 31 points now. Skinner at 28. Asplund at 24 and 44. Bjork at 24. It's a very well-rounded. We're getting a lot of points from a lot of players. Kubalik's got 3 points in 3 games for us. Struggled with the Blackhawks, but I'm confident he'll perform. Klingberg has 2 points in 9 games and a game rating of 65. I think he'll be okay when it's all said and done. He's just too good. He's not great defensively, but he's great offensively. He's extremely physical. He's going to be fine for us. Miles Shaw continues to have a really good year. Has a waiver wire pickup, a +21. Bryson having a good year. Yeah, I mean, things are looking pretty good for us right now. Goalie stats, split right down the middle. Both goalies are having great years. Craig Anderson, 14 and 11 with a 2.45 and a 9.19 save percentage. Tokarski, 17, 5 and 1, 2.13 and a 9.29. Both goalies have 3 shutouts on the season. And I think that's going to do it, guys. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sim up, because there's not much between now and the trade deadline because of the Olympics. So if you look, we've got literally one game here against Vegas and then nothing up until the trade deadline. So I'll just sim all the way up to here, and we'll see what sorts of deals are available, see what sorts of last-minute deals are available, and then we'll try to get through the end, at least the end of the regular season in the next episode. We'll see how long it takes. But until then, guys, appreciate you watching. I appreciate your support. If you're watching it at this point, please leave the video a like. First couple videos of this playthrough have done quite well. The franchise hockey manager stuff does really, really well on my channel, relatively speaking. So if you could drop the video a like, if you haven't subscribed already and you're enjoying it, you could consider doing that too. But if not, either way, I appreciate you watching. Talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.